are looking a bit rough around the edges, aren't you?
Yeah.
How long has it been since you had a haircut?
It was the day before lockdown in December.
Fucking hell.
It's now February.
So just put a disclaimer there.
Apologise to viewer. I'm normally a lot more refined. I was watching back one of the videos we're trading there. I'm like, got a sick fade. I'm shaved. I look young, fit, healthy. Now fucking look at me.
So, why do you compete?
Why do I compete?
What are the reasons for you competing in weightlifting? What does it mean to compete for you?
In weightlifting.
Yeah.
So I think competing in the traditional sense is you train and you go to the platform and you want to beat the best numbers and you want to beat someone. But I think competing is more than that. It's competing against yourself, your mind, your body, intrinsically, extrinsically. It's a lot of different things. I love going to the platform and feeling exposed. And you walk on the platform, you grab the bar, and then it's silent. Every single eye on the room is on you. There's nothing like it. And a million things can come in your mind, but also nothing can come in your mind. And that moment of clarity, when you lift off the floor, it's amazing. And that's what I live for, to compete. I compete with my mind and my body on the platform on the day. And I think there's nothing better. And that's why I get myself in the gym every day. And that's why I want to compete at the best, to compete with myself, as well as the others who compete against me. Yeah, cool.
Do you want to expand on that maybe? Or maybe, what's your best competition you've ever had? In terms of the event, maybe the result as well, but also what happened in between.
Okay.
Fire and brimstone, the highs and lows. Don't have to be your comp. It could be any comp you've been involved in.
So, two come to mind. One, this is not necessarily my best ever performance, but where I won something. So this is going back to Samoa in 2019, where I won my first ever international medal, and I didn't have a wrist. 2 weeks before, I couldn't lift a bar above my head. It was horrendous. We got to the platform, just about. I remember being in the warm-up room and snatching, and it was hurting. And I was like, well, we're here now. We're here to compete. There's an Indian man next to me. He doesn't want me to do very well, but I'd love to beat him. I'd love to see him cry. That'd be amazing. So that competition was very intense. It's a very intense, little tight warm-up rooms. It was a bit like Willpower. You're opposite people, they're lifting against you, and they're lifting opposite you as well. So it's very, very intense. And these are very seasoned competitors in the Commonwealth. It's boiling hot, it's about 40 degrees, about 90% humidity. I'm tanking water, and I can't feel my wrist, and it's agonizing. I come out on the platform, I've got so much energy and passion because I want to succeed, I want to lift well for my country, and then I miss. And it's a strange feeling when in your preparation, it's never come in your mind that you're going to miss your opener. And then you miss, and then you feel this dark cloud looming over you, and you think, shit, I'm not good enough to be here. I feel like an imposter amongst these very good people. And in that instance, it's fight or flight. You can either cower away, you can go into your own little world, you can be a small man, and then you miss, bomb, which is the worst situation. But I sat myself down, calmed myself down. I addressed the issue at hand. Didn't have a fucking clue what my coaches were saying. Didn't need to listen to them. I felt in my body that I just didn't apply myself to the extent I'd like to apply myself. I brought too much energy, too much passion, too much. I was out of control. I just calmed myself down, So the next time I go on the platform, I take more time to settle. I absorb the room before I lift. So there's no surprises then when I look up, when I take tension on the bar. I think, shit, everyone's watching me as the bar's already traveling up to my waist. So no wonder I fucking missed. So I calm myself down, then we make the lift. We're in the competition. And then, well, the rest is history. Clean jerk, put on the kilo one, beat the guy from Nauru for my silver. Bob's your uncle, got my first ever medal. I was in the pub after. And secondly, my best competition recently was the last Welsh before the lockdown. And 6 for 6, 125, 153. I never hit 20 on a platform before, and I opened on 20. I then went 23 for a PB, never hit that before ever. Then went on to 25, hit that, never ever hit that. Then I opened at 50, which I've never done on a platform. Oh no, I didn't. I opened at 45. Tell a lie. Nailed that. That was sound. Went straight to 50, which I've never clean jerked before. Made that. Then put on 153. Never made that. Then made it. And the elation I felt was unmatched. And it proved that all those hours in the gym were worth it. And everything that I've talked about has come into play. My focus, my energy, my level of attention to detail on the platform. There was no surprises. I took my time. I was calm, wasn't overhyped. I didn't try to force the issue. I was in control of my own body. The bar wasn't in control of me. And I think that's the reason I succeeded in that competition.
I'll add this. You remember before the comp, we don't have to necessarily talk about the ins and outs of what was said or, the beef that was going on. But there was, the boys got riled up for a bit of beef with an outside lifter from far away.
Yeah.
And we fucking loved that, didn't we? Do you think that's important sometimes for men when they're training to have an enemy or something to get them riled up to be like, well, we're fucking better than them? And then when it comes to competition, how that gives you that edge, that kind of killer instinct. Do you think that's a factor?
I think men thrive off testosterone, fire, passion, aggression, and it's very caveman-like. But we've all been cavemen back in the day, and there's nothing like a group of lads coming together for a common cause, whether that's fictitious or not, whether that's lifting against your mate or someone you genuinely hate. You want to bring that passion and aggression wherever you can, and I think it's amazing in a team environment, in an individual sport. And I think it's very special that a place like Willpower can bring that team element in an individual sport with all shared goals, which are all very alike. It's second to none, really.
So you've been at Willpower for coming up to 5 years now, same as me. Before that, you were at Caffetti CrossFit. You've also then trained up in Bangor, the likes of Gaz. So you have a wealth of experience in terms of training environments. You've also gone to training camps, been involved in the GB setup, International Welsh setup. What is it about Willpower and this gymnasium in particular that makes you come back at times like this where you fucking come 2-3 hours down from North Wales for a training session? What is it that's made you stay here?
What's made me stay at Willpower? I think it's the how do I put this? How hard it is to stay here. That's what makes me stay here.
Okay.
It's the standards I have to hit to meet my other training partners' expectation of myself. Not let me take a step in training, or accountability. If they don't see my ass in the gym, they hate my guts. And I think that's beautiful. And Willpower carries this aura of, it's aggressive, it's hard to get in. It is, but it's also loving and caring, and it has this, we create these bonds which they don't fade. We've got friends for life, as it were. And I think other places don't have that. Other places are gyms. You go to a gym to train, there's a couple of bars, a couple of weights. I come to a freezing cold basement in Pontypool. I can drive 4 hours on a Friday afternoon to come for Friday training just because I want to see the people in the gym to train. And it's amazing.
Do you think, bigger picture, sort of looking outside of this gym, do you think maybe like sort of the fitness world as a world should have more of a willpower blueprint based on community, based on, doesn't have to be exactly like us because we have our own culture, we have our own spin on it, but instead of having more and more big commercial gyms where it's thousands of members, tens of thousands of members, maybe you don't really know who owns it, you don't really know the people there, you may know one person who works there, but having more smaller places like this where it's a community of 50 people who are all training, whether it be running or strength training like we do you think that has value in terms of like people's well-being, sort of society as a whole? And what is that value, do you reckon?
I think the world shouldn't take on the role of willpower. Willpower, it's its own thing. Yeah. But the concept and the idea of smaller gyms where you know the owner, you know every single person in the gym, you know their goals, they know your goals, and they want the best for you genuinely, not like the guys next to you and fucking curling in the mirror who's like, oh, his arms are bigger this week than my arms, fucking suck my cock. Like, that's toxic. You don't want to lift in a toxic environment. I say lift, train in any toxic environment. Because you can go to some places and they're just this facade of clean, the best equipment, and they think that's going to produce a great place or atmosphere. It's why I think a lot of CrossFit gyms do well, because they're community oriented and small, everyone knows everyone and everyone has individual goals, and yet they have a team ethos. And it's really likable then to weightlifting, where you come to a small place and everyone wants the best for you and you want the best for them and their goals, and it's beautiful. Other places around the country don't have that. They think they do. I've been to those places, they don't. They're a mirror image of what this place is trying to be. But they only have ever said that after this place has become a thing. They're saying, oh yeah, well, we're a community, we all blah, 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 we love training together. You don't. You'll train at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning to avoid everyone because it gets busy and you don't like people in the gym. This place, when it's buzzing full of people, not in lockdown, it's the most amazing place. You can thrive here. If you don't thrive here, you can't fucking thrive anywhere. You're a bottom feeder. And you should not be walking through those fucking roller doors.
Nice. Right now. What is willpower?
What is willpower? Willpower is love, willpower is accountability, and willpower is standards. Without these things, you don't have the willpower to get your ass in the fucking gym. Without willpower, you don't train well. Without willpower, you don't create bonds which last a lifetime. Without willpower, there isn't the gym willpower.
That's brilliant. Thank you, mate.
Yeah. Fucking right. I have my really philosophical hat on.